Hey YouTube, I want to go ahead and jump on here and talk about some work-at-home companies. Oh yeah, in the background there you can see my blog. It still is under construction, but it is the unpopularmom.com. And work-at-home companies is a major thing I'll be talking about on there. And since I am actually going to probably be going back into the office soon, I did want to also talk about some healthy options for lunches. Not necessarily keto or technically low carb, but just some healthy overall options for everybody that would work potentially for younger ones to pack in their lunch boxes whenever they do go back to school, and then also just some overall healthy work-at-home hacks, if you will, lifestyle hacks potentially, things to that nature. But I do have a list of about 12 work-from-home companies. So the first one on my list here is a new one that I've added. That's why I had to jump over and look at it. Wayfair actually hires. You know, Wayfair, I'm not going to sing because my singing is horrible. Wayfair.com. And so Wayfair.com, they are hiring, and the pay is about $14 an hour. It's a really good job to get it for home. And what it is customer service. Of course, people checking on the orders, find out what their stuff is, if they have any returns, whatnot, things to that nature. And they will train you on all of that stuff, of course. And then there's a few that are kind of similar here. Live Ops, I talked about them in one of my previous videos. I'll link it up above. And then there's also Arise. I'll link that up above. And then there's another one that I haven't spoken about before called Working Solutions. I did actually work there. They are a really good work-from-home company. I am really enjoying my time period there. The client that I was working for was a shoe store company. And then they hired us for a company for people in jail that you have to take the collect phone calls for the payment for that they were hiring from. And during the training, the lady said, if you cannot work evenings and weekends, and because I had a little one at home, I wasn't able to at that point in time. They did say to go ahead and pretty much, resign at that point. They would hire you for future. And then they never did. They were like, well, you shouldn't have just quit. And I'm like, well, they told me to, so I did. Don't tell me anything literal if you don't mean it literal. Sorry, I'm trying to get the view, not the view, but the link from the camera to my head a little bit better. Sorry. So anyway, there's also this company is a little bit different, Lionbridge. I haven't worked there, but I've known people that did. And what they do is research online, like they will do some a few different things, the barcodes, the different links, and they'll just have different assignments they'll assign to you. They do have different positions for work from home, and then they will go into detail. I think Lionbridge used to be one that paid once a month, if I'm not mistaken. There were two other ones, and I cannot think of the name of them. But if I do, I will include it on my upcoming blog for you guys, so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, there is Amazon. Amazon does consistently hire work at home. I do believe it's pretty much like a shift that you do pick up, and they do hire usually 24 hours around the clock for 8-hour shifts. And the pay, I think, is starting out anywhere from like $9 to $12 an hour, I think, depending upon your background, of course. And then let's see, there was Alpine was a company that was hiring a while back for work at home. With COVID-19, because today is May 10th, so with COVID-19 and everything going on with that, some of their positions may have changed from what they are currently hiring. So just always, of course, like I said in my previous video, which I'll link up above, check out their requirements, and they'll post on the website if they are currently hiring, of course. And then, and once everything gets back to normal, if it does, after COVID-19 and Corona, then there are lots of travel companies that I am very familiar with, and I'll include some future videos for that as well. And then I'm going to have a place where you can sign up for email blasts too when I find out about different companies hiring. So I will have a link for that, potentially in not necessarily tonight's video, but keep a lookout for that on my page. I'll try to do that in the community page on my videos here. U-Haul was hiring. There's still a lot of people buying houses and moving, so they're probably still hiring. The pay started out at about $8 an hour. They may have gone up since I checked it out, but they were also always hiring as well. And then there is also Pellet Tech. Pellet Tech was one of my first work-at-home jobs. I worked for Pellet Tech, I want to say a couple of years, actually. And I know people who are actually still recently working for Pellet Tech. And back in the day when I started there, we took calls for one of the electronic giant companies. I'm not sure if they'd want to say their name. They probably don't. But we would answer it and then transfer calls over to the appropriate departments for whenever the customer was calling in about, or if they wanted general information. There was some generalized information that we could provide, but usually we just transferred to that particular department. So very easy calls. They did about a couple weeks training. Of course, they paid for training. And then they did also either send out, in the very early days of Pellet Tech, they sent out this disc that you had to upload. I'm sure nowadays it's different because not every computer actually has that capability, I don't think. Been a while since I bought a desktop computer, so I don't know. But the laptops you can hardwire, and then they did actually have different setup if you didn't have that capability. And then they would send out a secure thing to log in that would like spit out different, not that I could spit it out there, but they would put out like different PIN numbers that you could input into the login. I think after the days of the disc they used to send out. And then Kelly Services, I haven't worked there personally. I've spoken to them a few times, and then their jobs always seem to be filled at that point in time whenever they did get around to calling me. But they are always hiring several different positions. They also hire for Apple, and they do actually send out computers for that position. I don't know that they do for all the positions. But they were always hiring different positions. I think the pay started about $9 an hour. And then let's see, there's a different company, T-Tech, just T and then TEC. I'll try to leave some links down below. And then T-Tech hired for insurance, so I'm pretty sure you already had to have your insurance certification, which with everything going on in COVID-19, the testing centers were recently closed. I'm not sure how long they're going to be closed for, but they would be able to provide all that information to you. And then VIP Kids is a making up words now, a tutorial place. Check out the details. Just Google VIP Kids. You could tutor kids there. So I was trying to say, I don't know why I can't talk tonight. All of a sudden, never seem to have a problem talking. Everybody tells me I always talk too much. I always have. Sorry, guys. But speaking of down below, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And then also hit a like button if you like it. If you don't like it, please tell me why. Also, let me know in the future what kind of videos you might want to see in the future. And then, like I said, I'll also be getting a link to where you can sign up for email if you would like to get an email blast about my upcoming blog posts and upcoming videos. And that way I can keep you guys in the loop of what's going on. So today is Sunday, May 10th. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I think that's where I was getting tongue-tied. Mother's Day, Monday. Who knows with me? No, I haven't had anything to drink before anybody asks. No, not yet. Might later, but not yet. And so anyway, that is about everything. I was just kind of like Santa Claus, checking my list twice, making sure I didn't forget anything there. And then I'll be sure to include anything I did forget in my upcoming videos and blog posts. And then I will let you guys know when that goes live. I can't wait for that. It's been a long wait coming. And then I'm going to also have some information about the one that inspired me a little bit more to do that. And then linking to her information later on as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. So have a great night. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet away. I know I sound like a broken record there. And then one thing that I keep hearing is everybody likes the fact that I can be a little bit inspiring at times. But always be nice to people. You never know who might need that smile, who might need you to be a little bit kinder than you might be to somebody just overall. You never know what's going on in their life, what kind of day they're having. You might make a friend, save a life. You never know. This world just needs a lot, a big group of nice people to make a village. It does, take a village to make a village. And we all need to be nice to each other and help everybody along the way if we can, which is why I'm putting out these videos and the blog information too, just to help everybody out there. So take care, guys. See ya.